let me look at this thing.
Well, it's good to know that.
I was just going to say, Tony, believe it or not, part of the impetus of the growth is you're directly responsible for that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this whole idea of co-producing new shows evolves from your Tony Martini 50-year journey.
You're being very, very nice.
Well, I'm telling you, we're enjoying the heck out of it.
Careful, you'll ask for a cut now.
We're getting a lot of... we're not giving him a cut? See, Tony, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
By the way, I just before we get started, I have to just share this quick little story and I want to share with our audience. Driving here to the studio, who do I see? Charlie Chaplin.
That's what you said. Wow.
Dressed in the black cap, black coat, tan pants, twirling the cane, and I said, I wonder if Tony knows any stories about Charlie Chaplin. But you had one about his son.
His son opened Chaplin's in Palm Desert.
Okay.
A few years back. I went to the opening.
I mean...
I have an amazing story,
go ahead,
too.
yeah.
I was doing a little running around after my synagogue today, and I go into the Nevada Federal Credit Union on Blue Diamond, and start talking to the girl behind the counter, and lo and behold, I give her one of my business cards, and then I say to her, you ought to listen tonight. We're doing the Tony Martini. Tony Martini, she says. Are you kidding me? She says, I know Tony. I said, how do you know Tony? She said, I've seen him perform here in Vegas. So I want to give a shout out to the girls at the Nevada Federal Credit Union on Blue Diamond in Decatur.
Yeah.
Come down there, and they'll be happy to open your account and help you out with insurance and stuff like that.
Isn't it wonderful that these people remember you, and they also gave me money to sing?
That's amazing. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool.
No, that is good. I mean, listen, it just, you know what? It just is a stamp of credibility of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Tony, I mean, people, 50 years, oh wow, you sang with, but you know what, though, when you go around this city and you go around the world as you have, and you could be talking to John Smith standing in line at the supermarket, and you mention your name, you're like, I know him.
Did you tell Tony the story about one of the guys that's interested in putting on a show?
I did.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
did share
great.
That with
Another guy.
Andrew Taylor.
Right.
We talked about him when he ran the Golden Steer Mother's Day last year.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he decided to wait on the show, but
he'll be out there. You can watch his cooking show on Fox on Tuesday.
That's right.
At 12:30.
Are you sending him a bill now for that plug?
I think that no, but that's going to give us maybe it'll start in December instead of January.
All right, listen. Our audience is not here to listen to us. They got 2 hours of us last night. So we are here with Mr. Tony, and we got so much to talk about. We're going to release. Let me let our audience know. Tony's going to let us world premiere 2 more songs off of his new CD. Talk about the development of the CD, because originally it was 10. Now you're up to 12 cuts on the new mix, and tonight's music is going to be off that new mix. So talk about the development of your CD right now.
Yes, of course. I'm doing most of it at home in my studio, which I'm prepared to do for all these wonderful people that want image productions to help them. And so when they hear the music and the finished product, like this is almost finished right now, I mean, that's actually done at home. I'm mastering the CD at Odds On Records, which is about a $5 billion setup with 3 major studios that you had the pleasure of visiting with me. And so this CD is the beginning of my story of my 50th year journey. And I wanted to do something celebratory, which you are very responsible for, you and Rick here, totally responsible for. And I can't thank you enough. I'm having a great time. So my voice was like dead for about a year, and I said, let me get it back. It took me a year to get it back. How am I doing?
You're doing really well, and I want to know, I have to stop and ask you, how do you lose your voice, and then what is the process of getting it back? I'm sure our listeners would love to hear something like that.
It's the same thing as any athlete. You must take that vocal cord, which is a muscle, and work it every day. If you don't work it every day, like you're doing an hour show every day, a year goes by, you have to work out for at least a year to get it back. I'm living proof.
Amazing.
If you looked half as good as his voice sounded, everything would be good for you.
He's always there to give it to me, you know, that zing.
But
And that, by the way, is what you learn in image productions. 'Cause,
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But he loves you.
I know.
Only your friends.
That's why.
Take those
That's
little
why he's
shots
sending
at
me
you.
to Image Productions.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
Which I'm really looking forward to, Tony.
I'm very excited about it. By the first of the year, we should be rolling, and lots of people should be benefiting from it.
Yeah,
especially us.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me share. I mean, you know, I've been with Tony a couple of times now myself, and the last time that we chatted, the whole session was about what you just talked about, because, you know, we do the football games, we talk so much, and you've heard me the next morning after the games when we come in to do the coaches show, it's like I'm James Earl Jones with a stuffed head. And the last session you and I had, although we did it off-site at McDonald's that day, we talked about strengthening and what to do to, even though the water here right now is a little on the cool side, but that's all part of it.
Did I tell you the story about Pavarotti and Sinatra?
No.
So he's in the audience with Gene Kelly in South America, and he's enjoying the concert. And he went backstage, and he says, "Signor Pavarotti, if you could give me one piece of advice on how to protect my voice or how I can improve before a show, what would it be?" He says, "Hum. You must exercise your vocal cords through humming. If you do that every single evening before going on stage, you'll find that your notes will increase in vibrance." He says, "Thank you very much," and he did that for years.
Any particular song or range to hum, seriously? That
No,
would
just take
exercise-
the scales
Mhm.
and go, and just keep going up a note. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. And I've been doing it for years because my vocal coach, who was Barbra Streisand's vocal coach, the
Right.
great Judy Davis, taught me that, and I've been doing it ever since.
Cash, can you hum? Let me hear you hum the chords.
There you go. There you go. Excellent.
Try that one on for size.
I don't have to. I don't have to.
He
I'm
did a
asking
triad.
you.
That was a triad that he did. It's called thirds.
That's
Okay?
right. That was not one note at a time. That was like jumping the scale
That
from,
was very
from,
nice.
from C to C.
I'm impressed.
See, that's it. I'm done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Anyway,
Ricky
listen,
Ash.
Cash has
saying
left the
good
building.
night.
I don't want to interrupt, but let's get back to the initial
Absolutely.
question.
Yes. What was the question? Oh, yes.
What triggered the motivation for this whole
Yes.
50-year journey and putting it out there in public and the CD? Obviously,
Right.
you know, why not do a CD? You know, so that's what I do. I sing.
Right.
It was I wanted to do the CD, but I wanted to tell a story about each song in particular and who influenced me in wanting to do those particular numbers. Like tonight, you're going to hear "What Now, My Love." Well, that was on Frank Sinatra's duet album with Aretha Franklin, for example. All right, but it's not a duet when I'm doing it,
Right.
as you'll hear tonight.
Right.
And the other song that I'm doing tonight is the opposite of "My Way," which they've been playing and constantly throughout the show, little pieces of it. And the "Let Me Try Again" is his comeback song in 1969 when he quit. He says, "Give me another chance. Let me try again." And these lyrics are unbelievable. And one other thing, the "My Way" song that was, everyone thinks that Paul Anka wrote the original lyric. No, it was written in France and Paul Anka translated "My Way" to English. Beautifully done for Frank Sinatra's career.
Hold that thought. I just want to remind our listeners that they are listening to the Tony Martini, my 50-year journey.